is Day 8 of IntegriTV's coverage of General Convention in Anaheim. Hello, I'm Rebecca G. A number of convention participants are under the age of 30, and these new voices are not hesitant to make themselves heard. We caught up with two young leaders in the church, Carolyn, a member of the official youth presence, and Sam Gould, a second-generation deputy, along with his clergy deputy mom from Lynn, Massachusetts.
I think overall the youth tends to move in a more justice-oriented, mission-focused direction and we see that as how we can grow the church, by being the progressive branch. My friends are very skeptical of Christianity to begin with, so it is a more powerful statement for me to be able to say, but my church is a place that accepts everyone and lets you be who you are.
It's been uplifting for me both that we've dealt with issues of full inclusion in the church, but also other things that are, so our church isn't simply pegged to the church of homosexuality. We do so much more, and we have dealt with so much more. I think about the passage of the Hispanic ministries as how important that will be to our church in the future, because we said we wanted to double the size of our church by 2020, and that was a resolution that actually will be able to help in that.
Anything that moves us toward blessings of same-sex unions is really important. I think that in our country, the church, Christianity as a whole and just religious life dictates a lot of national politics, for better or for worse. And I think that if we make a statement and we say this is part of our lives as a church, it can help push the country forward.
Our cameras stopped a few other young people on the street to get their reactions to the legislation coming out of this convention.
As I'm not an Episcopal, I'm still kind of learning all the particulars, but it seems like a great thing. It seems like a real step for justice on behalf of the church, a real further understanding that God's grace and affirmation is for all people, and that God's love should be can come in many wonderful forms.
I feel pretty good about it. I don't think it repeals BO33 from the last General Convention, but I do think it addresses some very important issues that we have facing the church, including sexuality and gender identification and orientation and expression. So I think we're moving in the right direction, though I wish we were moving there a little bit quicker than we are.
I am glad it passed. I believe in what it says. I think the coverage in the national media has been not really accurate as far as what it's about. You know, it's not about making a political statement. It's more just about making a spiritual statement that everybody has callings and gifts. And so as we go forward in that, I am hoping that we remember people that weren't comfortable with it and that we include them with us on that journey, that we don't just leave them behind.
New media has changed the way people participate in this convention. Pamela R. Dubb files this report.
Greetings! If you're watching this on YouTube, you've already got a front row seat to the communications revolution taking place here at General Convention in Anaheim. People here, at home, and across the globe are keeping up using technology that wasn't even imaginable just a few years ago. Everywhere you look, people are giving their fingers a workout. People are tweeting and live blogging from sessions, and texting is absolutely essential because, unfortunately, the happiest place on earth has some of the world's worst phone service. If you're following us throughout the convention, you already know that Integrity News is being broadcast non-stop. That's because we've got our very own social media guru, Rachel Swan, and she's helped launch our organization well into the world of Web 2.0. Rachel is responsible for getting our info online. Here's what she's got to say about all that friending, tweeting, texting, and blogging that we're doing.
I think that Integrity USA really is breaking new ground with Web 2.0. Essentially what we want to do is we want to get out the word to a larger audience beyond what we can do in print media. We want to be a witness to LGBT people everywhere, not just in the church, but everywhere across the country. We believe that what we are doing here in Anaheim and for the Episcopal Church really impacts everyone who is connected to the LGBT community.
The Episcopal Church communications team is also using a bit of new media. One of the most interesting differences at this convention is the absence of major news organizations except for the New York Times. Due to budget constraints, the news teams have had to stay home, yet they are able to keep writing their stories thanks to streaming video and on-demand coverage offered on the episcopalchurch.org website. The church media folks are also making use of tweets to let us know what's happening when and where. History is being made at General Convention, and not just on the floor of the House of Deputies and the House of Bishops. We at IntegriTV are working hard to ensure that you get the information that's of use to you when it's happening. And we know you appreciate our efforts because of all that retweeting that's going on, as well as your online comments. Keep them coming. This is Pamela Reamer-Williams reporting for IntegriTV from General Convention.
This just in. Our President Susan Russell seems to think that Integrity has always been on the leading edge of communications technology.
As a General Convention veteran, I remember a time back in 1997 when I was working for my diocesan paper covering General Convention in Philadelphia. We had a brand new social networking tool at our disposal. It was called the fax machine. And I would take my daily reports, write them on a legal pad, fax them home to Los Angeles to Bob Williams, who would transcribe them and then blast fax them out to the congregations. It was a miracle. Our people in Los Angeles knew what was happening in Philadelphia the very next day. Flash forward to 2009, where here the communication tools at our disposal include Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, many more opportunities to get out the good news of God in Christ Jesus and the Episcopal Church. This is Susan Russell from Anaheim.
Tomorrow's show will take a special look at the LA Night celebration. As the convention comes closer to Friday's conclusion, resolutions are coming out of committees and making their way to the floor for final votes. As always, IntegriTV is poised to report on every important outcome. If you want more in-depth coverage, check out our blog, find us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. Integrity covers everything you'll want to know about the convention. You can find links for all of our different resources at integrityusa.org. Well, that's it for this edition of IntegriTV. Join us again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.